One Zambia, One Nation. The headlines. Government reaffirms its commitment to building drought resilience strategies. COMESA Digital Yellow Card launched. Government concerned with immigrants entering through Nakonde border post. Plus, installation of ZESCO transformers in Lukulu district advances. Welcome to ZANIS News. My name is Kafula Salamba and my sign language interpreter is Reynard Simukonda. The news in detail. Acting President Mtalena Lumango says government is committed to implementing sustainable solutions that will mitigate the effects of drought. Ms. Nalumango says government is working hard through the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit DMMU to ensure that the affected families receive relief food quickly. The acting president was speaking during the handover of the donation of foodstuff from the government of Burundi in Lusaka today.
Acting Republican President Mtalena Lumango today received a donation of 5,000 metric tons of relief food from the government of Burundi. The donation was announced when Burundian President Evariste Ndayishimiye visited the country in July.
It is not only 5,000 of maize, it's a mixture of maize, rice, and beans. This is indeed very, very important. We receive with both hands. As the President Ndayishimiye said when he was in Parliament, he said, "We give you this from the bottom of our hearts." This gift cannot be considered in any other way because it has not come from too much. It has come from the spirit of sharing, from your own need.
The acting president also shared what government is doing to provide relief for the affected families as well as build resilience against drought.
The government is committed to implementing sustainable solutions to mitigate the effects of drought and build resilience with our communities. This includes initiatives such as the rehabilitation and construction of dams, which is ongoing. I'm sure we have been watching the minister go around, drilling of boreholes, and the facilitation of provision of irrigation systems. Yes, there is a challenge of energy, and the call again from the president is that we should be able to go solar now.
Handing over the donation on behalf of the government of Burundi, Burundian High Commissioner to Zambia explained that the donation is a sign of solidarity from the Burundian government.
Our two peoples share the value of peace, solidarity, Ubuntu, especially as we are linked by our culture and geography across our Lake Tanganyika. Your Excellency, Vice President of Republic and Acting President, this morning, I am especially honored and privileged to represent the President of Republic of Burundi and at this ceremony for the handing over and the reception for the donation that the government and people of Burundi have decided to give to our brothers and sisters in Zambia. This donation is consisting of 5,000 tons of maize, rice, and beans, is a gesture of solidarity.
The donation consists of 4,505 metric tons of maize, 210 metric tons of rice, and 286 metric tons of beans. Sarah Miti reporting for ZANIS in Lusaka.
Minister of Agriculture Ruben Piri has challenged Natural Resources Development College NRDC graduates to take lead in driving Zambia's agriculture revolution and embrace climate-smart agriculture. Mr. Piri emphasized the critical role of graduates in transforming the agriculture sector. The minister said this in a speech read for him by the Ministry of Agriculture Human Resource Director Phyllis Kachusha at the NRDC's 52nd graduation ceremony, themed Dynamic and Competent Training for a Competitive Future. Take a look at this report.
It is the 52nd graduation ceremony that Natural Resources Development College is holding. A total of 516 students graduated in various fields, including agriculture, natural resources management, and animal science. Minister of Agriculture Ruben Perry, who was represented by the ministry's Human Resource Director, Phyllis Kachusha, was guest of honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to witness the graduation of 516 graduates comprising of 206 females and 310 males, which is a very impressive feat. This graduation is taking place at a time when the government has put agriculture at the center of economic development in the face of climate change.
The school Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Boniface Namangala, challenged graduates to take the lead in driving Zambia's agricultural revolution.
Graduation is being conducted under the theme, and I quote, dynamic and competent training for a competitive future, end of quote. This is indeed a befitting theme, as it is in line with the New Dawn government's policy and vision, which calls for curricula that are dynamic and responsive to changing and emerging challenges to livelihood and the job market. The world today is faced with limited formal jobs, limited business opportunities, access to diminishing life support systems such as land, water, forestry, and access to financial resources for investment and entrepreneurship.
And school principal was also present at the event.
Our students are trained not only to be employed, but to engage themselves in self-employment. Natural Resources Development College is aimed at producing managers who must be able to combine technologies, policies, and activities aimed at integrating socio-economic principles with environmental concerns.
Awards were presented to deserving students for their outstanding academic performance.
I'm going to advise farmers as an agricultural extension officer. They should venture in agriculture because it really helps out.
Go out there, especially I'll help them to plan that, especially like if we talk about non-communicable diseases, most of them they don't have knowledge, so I have to fill that gap, especially helping them to plan their diet, with based on their economical status.
Graduates are ready to be impactful in society. For ZANIS in Lusaka, I'm Tizao Namlinga.
Copperbelt Province Minister Elisha Matambo has urged the church to continue partnering with government in imparting good morals and values to different communities in the country. Mr. Matambo says the church and government are not in competition, but rather they should collaborate and ensure that peace, love and unity prevail in the country. The minister said this during a business and government executive dinner organized by One Love Zambia. Details in the following report.
A business and government executive dinner to reach out to people in Ndola, held by the Global Network of Evangelists from the United States and other countries. The dinner was held to display what kind of activities the Love Zambia Festival team will be evangelizing to the people of Ndola. Copperbelt Province Minister officiated at the event.
What's going on in Ndola, what's going on in Copperbelt, it's not a coincidence. Our Father is always faithful. So, Zambia being a Christian nation, we definitely need to have teams like the ones who came. What they are doing, what they will be doing tomorrow up to Sunday. And I want to encourage Copperbelt residents, Ndola, Kitwe, all districts, to come and attend that festival, and you will never be the same again.
Government stands firm on the declaration of Zambia being a Christian nation.
This government stands firm on the declaration of Zambia being a Christian nation, and His Excellency Mr. Kainde Hichilema has time and again reiterated on the church being a strategic partner of government and not to the point where they think that we're in competition. And as such, initiatives of this nature are a testament to the growth of the values of us being a Christian nation, and my office shall remain supportive to the church.
The evangelists have highlighted on the importance of being a good leader.
Number 6, value and cherish and celebrate results. Invest in the lives of your people. Value and celebrate results. Number 7, develop partnerships, keep relationships outside your organization. Collaborate. There is strength in numbers. We are more effective when we work together. The Bible has so much to say about the benefits of working together, unity, collaboration. The Bible reminds us that 2 are better than 1, that iron sharpens iron. Love Zambia, folks. It's such a beautiful expression of collaboration. Such a beautiful expression of collaboration. So I just celebrate what you're doing and congratulate you. Will you carry Jesus everywhere you go? Will you be a donkey and put Jesus on you into your home, into your business, into your neighborhood, into your government, into your city, into your nation, into this world?
Love Zambia Festival will be held from 5th to 8th September 2024 at Kaloko Grounds in Ndola. Nelly Potter for ZANIS in Ndola.
In other news, the government says it is committed to implementing robust risk management strategies that will protect the country's security. Ministry of Information and Media Permanent Secretary Tabo Kawana says risk management will help to proactively identify and control threats and vulnerabilities that could impact the country negatively. Mr. Kawana emphasized the importance of understanding emerging technologies and their associated risks. He said this when he delivered a speech at the Institute of Risk Management Zambia Second Annual Risk Conference in Livingston. Mr. Kawana also stressed the need for a tailored approach to risk management.
The government has been making strides in all areas of endeavor to ensure that there is resilience and sustainability in our country. I want to assure you that the government of the Republic of Zambia is fully committed to exploring new frontiers to achieve this aspiration. Ladies and gentlemen, the importance of this risk management conference cannot be overstated, particularly that as it takes place at a time when Zambia's path to development is being severely challenged by natural calamity of drought. The drought has severely disrupted our national plans and thrown our national budget into disarray. We are now faced with the dual challenge of not raising the anticipated revenue while being forced to allocate more resources to unplanned expenditures.
Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry Permanent Secretary Lilian Walia says the launch of the COMESA Yellow Card will be crucial in facilitating for seamless cross-border movement, which will in turn accelerate economic activities within the COMESA region. Ms. Walia observes that the newly launched Digital Yellow Card is expected to enhance accessibility and convenience to motorists to obtain and renew their insurance coverage from the comfort of their homes. Speaking during the launch of the Digital Yellow Card application at COMESA Secretariat in Lusaka today, Ms. Walia said the move to digital platform will promote efficiency and reduce the risk of fraud and counterfeit documents in the region. Details in this report.
Speedy and efficient verification of insurance coverage documents among road users, such as motorists, is critical in accelerating economic development in the COMESA region. It is against this background that COMESA, in partnership with other stakeholders, has launched a Digital Yellow Card application aimed at promoting efficiency and economic integration in the region. Commerce, Trade and Industry Permanent Secretary Lilian Walia officiated at the launch.
The COMESA Yellow Card has been crucial in facilitating seamless cross-border movement within the COMESA region. It has provided motor variable third-party liability insurance across multiple countries, simplifying travel for traders, transporters, citizens, while supporting the free flow of goods and services. Today, as we transition to the digital era, we are not only updating a system, we are revolutionizing the way we conduct business across borders. The digital yellow card is expected to offer the following: enhanced accessibility and convenience. The digital yellow card will be accessible online, allowing motorists to obtain and renew their insurance coverage from the comfort of their homes or offices. No longer will they need to navigate complex and time-consuming processes at physical offices.
And COMESA Yellow Card Council Bureau Chief Executive Officer said the launch signifies a huge milestone in enhancing the operation of COMESA.
This innovative tool represents a significant milestone in our continuous efforts to transform the operations of the COMESA Yellow Card Scheme, which is a regional transport and transit facilitation instrument of choice in all countries in the Eastern and Southern Africa region. The COMESA Yellow Card Scheme is a regional third-party motor vehicle insurance which is designed to facilitate the smooth movement of vehicles across borders within the COMESA region. It was established to provide mandatory third-party liability coverage and to ensure that motorists are adequately insured as they travel across member countries, thereby promoting road safety and protecting the interests of road users and accident victims alike.
Earlier, Inspector General of Police Gaffel Musamba, in a speech read on his behalf by Zambia Police Chief Traffic Officer Justin Mulere, welcomed the launch.
The launch of the Digital Yellow Card USSD application marks a new era in the verification of the COMESA Yellow Card, a tool that is vital to the safety and security of all road users in Zambia and beyond. As we all know, the COMESA Yellow Card scheme has played an instrumental role in facilitating the smooth movement of vehicles across borders within the region. It has provided a guarantee that drivers and vehicles are adequately insured, thus fostering confidence and cooperation among our member states. However, like all systems, the Yellow Card scheme has faced challenges, particularly in verification. The traditional manual processes have sometimes led to delays, inaccuracies, and in some unfortunate cases, fraud. These challenges have at times undermined the effectiveness of the scheme and the trust of the public.
Later, the team visited Ten Park Checkpoint, where the COMESA Digital Yellow Card is being piloted. Sandra for ZANIS in Lusaka.
We take our first break. For more interesting stories, stay tuned after this break.
Woman Thou Art is a program that offers counsel to the female folk, sharing real-life experiences and providing guidance to the women and young girls on necessary steps and conducts that will help shape and nurture a sober society. Watch Woman Thou Art on ZANIS TV every Wednesday at 18:30 hours on the Topster channel, channel 6 DTT, and channel 458 DTH.
Welcome back. Government is concerned with the high number of prohibited immigrants entering through the Nakonde border post that Muchinga Province has continued to record. Muchinga Province Permanent Secretary Henry Mukungule says the province has recently recorded an increase in the number of undocumented immigrants, including victims of human trafficking, getting smuggled in trucks. In a speech read on his behalf by the Assistant Secretary, Brian Sichande, during the launch of the anti-human trafficking project facilitated by Save the Children Zambia in Chinsali today, Mr. Mukungule charged that the increasing vice requires agent intervention from all cooperating partners. Details by Henry Lumpa.
Known to be one of the most good-performing borders in terms of revenue collection, the Nakonde border in Mchinga province has been facing challenges of continued human smuggling and trafficking due to its porous nature. In responding to this situation, government has continued to partner with various stakeholders such as Save the Children Zambia in coming up with interventions in order to change this narrative. Mchinga province is one of the beneficiaries of a project on anti-human trafficking and smuggling, and the provincial administration is elated to be part of this program.
I wish to commend the government and the implementing partners for these programs to be launched in Mchinga province, as the province has been recording high numbers of undocumented immigrants, including victims of human trafficking. As the province, we are happy and we will support the program in order to reduce incidences of human trafficking and smuggling of migrants.
Meanwhile, Save the Children International, who are the implementing agencies, stated that the project is ready to kickstart.
We're also going to reach out to about 500 students through anti-trafficking outreach and provide support to 50 trafficking victims and also 380 community leaders.
Things are evolving. Because of globalization, technology advancement, and the like, things are changing. We also need to up our game. We need to know how traffickers are doing it and also manage them.
Recently, government signed a partnership agreement with the United States government for about $4 to $12 million on anti-human trafficking and smuggling interventions. Henry Lumpa Jr., ZANIS in Chinsali, Mchinga Province.
Lusaka Province Permanent Secretary Robert Kamalata says there is a need for robust planning in all districts of Lusaka Province in order to protect the health and well-being of communities. Mr. Kamalata says planning ahead is crucial as it will enable the province to prepare for inevitable challenges that may arise from future epidemics. He was speaking when he officially opened the Provincial Epidemic Preparedness meeting in Lusaka.
Lusaka Provincial Health Office has held the Provincial Epidemic Preparedness meeting in its efforts to safeguard public health, drawing several stakeholders from various sectors from across the province. The meeting was aimed at sharing strategies to mitigate potential future public health threats from communicable and airborne diseases. Lusaka Province Permanent Secretary Robert Kamalata, who officiated at the event, stressed the need for effective planning.
This meeting provides us with a platform to review our strategies, assess our progress, and identify the gaps that need urgent attention. Like I said earlier, Lusaka is a cosmopolitan and business-centered province which faces both internal and external public health threats. Therefore, it requires a strong, effective, and efficient surveillance and response system coupled with adequate preparedness.
Provincial Health Director Dr. Asfa Chonga was also at the event.
As Lusaka Province, we are fortunate to have such a diverse group of experts and expertise and stakeholders, some of whom are here, representing various sectors and all of whom play a crucial role in safeguarding public health for the country.
Zambia National Public Health Institute Director Workforce Development Dr. Nyambesi Nyange shared some strategies that will help to achieve the
plans should not just be written on paper and read. Sometimes these plans are written but also shelved. What we encourage is we need to have plans that can be tested. And it's important when we look at epidemic preparedness and response for us to look at what plans have we made? Have we tested those plans? Because plans should not just be implemented when we have the actual outbreak. So we encourage as ZNPHI developing plans that can be tested. And for you to test your plans, you need to plan tabletop exercises. You need to plan small simulation exercises so that you can challenge those plans. Can they really work?
Ntazanga Mumba for ZANIS in Lusaka.
Now, government has signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU with Global Conservation Body and the Nature Conservancy TNC that will improve the management of fisheries on the Kafue wetlands. The MOU is also aimed at improving data collection in relation to fish management along the Kafue wetlands. Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock Permanent Secretary Himba Jelo says the collaboration will aim to improve the protection and conservation of the aquatic ecosystem in the Kafue. Speaking during the signing of the MOU, Engineer Jelo says the partnership is testament to the commitment of both parties to foster development of the fisheries subsector.
So forever hold your peace.
TNC has also facilitated the formation of interim fishing village management committees along Lake Iteshi in the Iteshi district and Upper Kafue fisheries in Mumba district, aimed at enhancing the governance and management of fisheries resources through community participation. TNC is also supporting the ministry in the review process of the Fisheries Act by facilitating and participating in stakeholder consultative meetings.
Our key areas are around the organisation of supporting communities to organise themselves around the management of fisheries and improving the governance of the community fisheries themselves. That's one component. Another critical component is the collection of data around fisheries. There's been very little research and monitoring done on the fisheries around the Kafue. And so in order to inform future sustainable management plans, it's critical that data is collected. This is both ecological and also socio-economic data. So that's one component of the program.
Also in the news, Senga Hill Town Council has put up 2 solar-powered mechanized water systems in Sindano and Chozi areas at a cost of 719,000 kwacha. Senga Hill Town Council engineer Kachengwa Sikasote said the water reticulation systems that are erected near public places are in response to the government's directive that all public places should have running water. And Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu has, however, advised the council to take advantage of the facility and put up an ablution block at the nearest school. Geoffrey Piri gives us more in the following report.
Access to clean drinking water and sanitation facilities is key in the elimination of waterborne diseases. It is in trying to achieve this goal that the Senga Hill Town Council is working on 2 solar-powered mechanized water systems in Chozi and Sindano areas using CDF to give people clean drinking water, as Council Engineer Kachengwa Sikasote explains.
This contract, it has 2 sites. This is the first one, which is Sindano. The other site, it's completed. This is in Chozi. And the contract sum for the same is 719,000 kwacha.
Senga Hill Council Chairperson Kings Kainga explains the significance of the water project.
Our people used to fetch water from the stream. There is a stream that side. And I think the population here, people, they're about 2,500. So I'm sure our people will benefit more.
The water project, which has been drilled about 500 meters from Sindano Primary, will also benefit the school, as the head teacher explains.
It will be beneficial to the teachers, the pupils, and the community at large. Because this green color you are seeing there, it's not easy.
Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu advised the local authority to take advantage of the water facility to construct waterborne toilets at the school.
Consider an ablution block here. This school goes up to grade 7.
Yes.
The whole idea of having an ablution block is to ensure that our children have got good sanitation. And especially these young ones, the girls. When they become of mature, nowadays the girls are coming of age to grade 6. We do not want them to move away from school to run home. We want them to move from there to an ablution block, do the cleanup and everything, and get back to classroom.
Geoffrey Piri reporting for ZANIS in Senga Hill District.
Meanwhile, the construction of hub centers for early childhood education in Southern Province under the Zambia Enhancing Early Learning is on course, and Pemba District Commissioner Obi Habenzu is optimistic that the expected completion of Kachomba and Siazuela schools by December 31st, 2024 will allow children to start learning in January next year. More in the following report.
Early childhood education lays a solid foundation for children's cognitive, social and emotional growth. However, in Pemba District, education experts are concerned about the high teacher-pupil ratio in early childhood education at Kanchombe and Siazuela primary schools, resulting from high enrollment rates. Pemba District Education Board Secretary Rita Movita notes that in a district, primary schools are struggling with overwhelming early childhood enrollment with only one teacher to cater to the needs of all the students.
Basically, we still have a lot of learners. We have, like for Kanchomba, we have a 1 to 60 pupil-teacher ratio at the foundation level. And I think that is too much. You're talking of 60 ECE learners in one class. There is a lot of stress on the teacher, even if the assistants are there, but the teacher is alone in that particular class. So we would have loved a situation probably where we have a standard. From that 60, maybe we have 3 at least. That would remove a bit of stress on the part of the teacher. So basically we can say we have very high enrollments at foundation grades, that is ECE, as well as grade 1.
The head teacher of Siazuela Primary School stresses the need to recruit more early childhood education teachers, especially in rural areas.
One ECE teacher who is handling that number, and we are lobbying from the government such that whenever they recruit, they should remember us. And after pushing so hard, they were able to give us one. And after this project started, we said, who is going to man it without a qualified ECE? Then they said, no, we are giving you one for a start. So as we go on, they may give us a second teacher to manage.
Southern Province Senior Provincial Planning Officer emphasized that addressing the early childhood teacher-pupil ratio is crucial to ensure children receive quality education.
Yeah, from the data point of view, when you do the analysis, you realize that we have a number of children enrolled under the early childhood education sector. But then when you compare it to the number of teachers deployed or employed by government and on government payroll, we have very few teachers compared to the learners that are actually learning. So those are challenges, but of course government has progressively tried to address this challenge. We've seen every year there are more and more teachers being deployed, but of course not meeting the requirement. As we know, there's a lot of need out there.
Miles Kawengo, ZANIS in Southern Province.
We take another break. Join us for more stories coming up.
Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on ZANIS TV, Topstar Platform, Channel 6 DTT, and 458 DTH. Don't miss.
Welcome back. The installation of the 3 transformers procured by Lukulu Council using the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, has advanced. Lukulu ZESCO branch manager Godfrey Chisamba says the works of installing the transformers has reached 90%. Lakson Makoda gives us the following report.
Access to electricity has been a huge challenge for rural communities as the power utility firm ZESCO has been unable to meet the demand of electricity due to limited resources. In the quest to supplement ZESCO meet the demand for rural connectivity, Lukulu Council has procured 3 transformers using the Enhanced Constituency Development Fund, CDF, so as to enable the power utility firm connect communities to the grid.
So far, 3 transformers have been procured, the biggest one being 200 kVA, and then the tools are 100 kVA. So we have 3 areas. Currently we're in Samsana. We have another one where there's a school called Ananganga, and there's also another community, Chihongo.
The move taken by the local authorities to procure transformers has elated ZESCO.
I'd love to thank the local council, for embarking on a project like this. It's an example that everywhere the CDF is actually in play. So CDF, we've had 3 projects that in Lukulu that has been funded purely as the CDF. Where we are standing is the Samsana village, where we have installed the 200 kVA transformer, which terminates about 7 spans of 11 kV, and the MV network, which which is about 90%. We are just waiting for the conduct and the small accessories. So the project is actually at 90%, as you can see. So once that's done, we expect the community to be connected to the same. We are targeting a catchment about 100 for a start.
Communities are witnessing unprecedented development following the prudent application of the expanded CDF, which has led to improved service delivery. For ZANIS, I'm Lakson Makodza.
Mwansabombwe Town Council Chairperson Terry Ochungu has refuted social media reports that patients at Mbereshi Mission Hospital are dying due to ZESCO load management. Speaking after he toured the health facility, Mr. Chungu said the hospital has a generator which supplies power to the whole institution in case of power failure. More in the following report.
Recently, Mbereshi Mission Hospital was on the limelight in the social media, purporting that load management to the hospital has resulted in deaths and decomposing of dead bodies. Town Council Chairperson Tirio Chungu, who rushed to the hospital to verify the rumors, has refuted the story as false because the health facility has alternative power sources in case of power outage.
After touring the institution, I found that we have 2 gensets which are functional. The bigger one which can run the entire hospital, and the small one which they use for operating in the theater when there is a power outage. The matter that is coming out no, the people were on oxygen, then the power went off. That's why we had this death. Those are just false allegations, because to my own knowledge and my own understanding, oxygen cylinders doesn't run with power. We have enough and plenty of oxygen cylinders here, which we do fill from Manganda Bironda District Hospital. In our district, we have an oxygen plant, which is stationed at the hospital.
And Mwansabombwe Town Council Director Health Services Abraham Wupe was also surprised to hear of false reports aimed at denting the image of the health institution.
The facility also has got a backup for power supply, which is a genset. And the genset has been functional and supplied with adequate fuel. And I want just to encourage our community in Mwansabombwe that the Department of Health will continue to deliver quality services to our community. I wish to encourage them that they shouldn't shun away to bring their very sick patients to the facility, because the facility has continued to provide quality services.
Lewis Changwe, ZANIS, Mwansabombwe, Luapula Province.
Also in the news, the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission, CEC, is happy with the outcomes of the Aquaculture Seed Fund project being offered to enterprises. CEC Public Relations and Communications Manager Mijelo Mukata states that the Aquaculture Seed Fund, a component of the Zambia Aquaculture Enterprise Development Project, has made positive contributions to implementing the Empowerment Fund. Mr. Mukata was speaking after a team from the Commission visited farm-based products business in Kazungula district of Southern Province to ascertain the impact of the Empowerment Fund. Wupesendwa filed in this report.
Mission CEEC
working in conjunction with the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, has been offering the Aquaculture Seed Fund loans as one of the empowerment products for business enterprises. CEEC visited one of the over 2,740 beneficiaries named Farm-Based Products Business in Kazungula district of Southern Province, and their findings were impressive.
Farm-based products here in Kazungula district is a big plus because it highlights our realization of the revolving fund concept of the Aquaculture Seed Fund. At CEC, we have been managing this component of the Zambia Aquaculture Enterprise Development Project. In the first phase, we disbursed to over 2,700 recipients countrywide along the fish value chain. And farm-based products is a testimony of the power of repayment, because it's from those repayments that the first recipients made that we've been able to support farm-based products with a facility that has enabled the client engage in integrated farming, in aquaculture and horticulture. And aside from that, their repayment is very much on course, and it's a very, very positive move for us, because at least the message on loan repayment is being heard, and we're seeing other beneficiaries benefit from this facility, but also in terms of responsible utilization of the facility to reap positive socio-economic rewards such as job creation, where over 30 jobs have been created at this farm.
The Commission is showcasing a concept that is promoting integrated fish farming and any other farming enterprises for continued cash flow.
Here we have basically integrated aquaculture and tomato farming as well as cabbage farming. As you saw in the earlier clip, the whole essence is to ensure that our farmers are able to get value for their money, and they're able to balance the cash flows during periods when one business is not able to generate enough cash flows. They're able to fall back on the other ventures. So going forward, as the Commission, you'll be seeing more business enterprises that are greatly incorporating aquaculture, vegetable farming. You'll see us into pig farming, you'll see us into poultry farming, so that at the end of the day, we have a more integrated approach.
Proprietor of farm-based products explains the benefits of the Aquaculture Seed Fund empowerment.
Into horticulture, we've been into horticulture for like 7 years now, and then last year we decided to get into aquaculture also. Then at a certain stage we struggled to feed our fish, and then we applied for a loan through CEEC, and which was approved, and then it really helped us. I can add on is, the aquaculture, it really, I feel it goes well alongside with the horticulture, because there are times, like when you go off season with the fish, so at least this gives you the cash flow.
The Aquaculture Seed Fund aims at ensuring that there is prudent risk management. In an event that one business is not doing well, the client can fall back on the other business.
Construction of Chief Naluama's Palace in Chikankata district of Southern Province at a cost of 4 million kwacha has advanced. Chikankata Member of Parliament Jacqueline Sabao, in the company of officials from the National Assembly, toured the infrastructure. Details in this report.
Chikankata Member of Parliament Jacqueline Sabao says she is delighted with the ongoing construction of Chief Naluama's Palace of the Momba Tonga-speaking people of Chikankata district in Southern Province. The palace is being constructed by Zambia Correctional Services at a colossal amount of 4 million kwacha. The MP said this when she and her entourage toured the infrastructure.
Encourage them to work hard and to continue, because it's not the end. People will come and check on this construction work, and then they'll be asked to go and work somewhere. Because when you are an engineer, people will see what you've already done for you to sell your career. So out of this, they'll be called somewhere to live in private jobs. So they should continue doing the right thing. Like I've been saying, that if you do the wrong things in Chikankata, we'll communicate with the EPA to blacklist you from doing any activity in the country, because these are government resources. People have to pay attention. These are things that are going to help even our next generation of our children. So it's not just a profit making, but you should think of the country. As an individual, you should think, what is it that I can do to help this country to make it a better place? Not every time we want to benefit from government resources. Also as individuals, let's give something to our country.
And Zambia Correctional Services project engineer assured the MP that the construction of Chief Nalwama's palace is progressing on smoothly.
We started like some good 4 months ago, that is somewhere in March. Yeah, the project was actually supposed to start in January, but then we delayed a bit because the site was inaccessible. Yes, so we started somewhere in March.
We are very happy. We have seen such things which we have not been seeing for quite a lot of, so many years ago. So we are very happy. What we hope let the construction be completed as soon as possible.
The constructions work here at the site are going on well. We understand the project is at 70% and is on schedule for completion. All the resources have already been mobilized, so I think we are on track.
The construction of Chief Nalwama's palace is being constructed using Constituency Development Fund, CDF. ZANIS reports in Chikankati district of Southern Province.
And finally, in the news, Green Living Movement organization in Sinazonga district has handed over 20 bicycles to communities for easy mobility and monitoring of activities under the Climate Just Communities CJC project. The organization is implementing the CJC project aimed at building community resilience to climate change in 4 wards in the district. Pride Walia has more in this report.
Green Living Movement in Sinazongwe is promoting community ownership of the Climate Just Communities CJC project implemented to build resilience to climate change impacts. The NGO has provided 20 bicycles to community management committees, CMCs, for easy mobility during monitoring of activities under the project.
We are basically here to appreciate the work that we expect the committees to do. And as a project, we realize that there are long distances within the wards that our committee members are working to get to monitor the work that the project is doing. And it was felt that we needed to support them so that they can effectively monitor the projects. Very strong bicycles, guest of honor. These are buffalo bicycles, and we expect that they are going to serve the purpose that they are meant for. And with your presence, it signifies government support to this project.
Government is happy with the support Green Living Movement organization is rolling out to help communities adopt climate resilient practices.
Today, we come together to witness the handover of 20 bicycles to the community management committees in Chiabi, Mwezia, Mabinga, and Tekelo wards. The initiative is about fostering connectivity, collaboration, and resilience in the face of climate change. You must endeavor to use these bicycles for the intended purpose.
The locals are grateful for the gesture.
Aya machinga aya ngakuperesya kuyinkisya kukulanga ma programs ali mbulingi bakalikwetera asitucheka pamodzi vanhu avalindeta valimi dabusira mumwe nama distance mbalindika mumwe so iwapo aya machinga aitira kuti vatinoinga utekenga kuti inosena vitaiza vakalikana inosena zishango zioneka kutezi inosena menda kwachinafa
Pride Warrior reporting in Sinazongwe district, Southern Province.
As we end ZANIS News, a reminder of top stories that made headlines. Government reaffirms its commitment to building drought resilience strategies. COMESA Digital Yellow Card launched. Government concerned with immigrants entering through Nakonde border post. Plus installation of ZESCO transformers in Lukulu district advances. We end the news on that note. My name is Kafala Salamba, and on behalf of my sign language interpreter, Reynard Simkonda, and the entire production team, it's thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned.